G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. In my last video on the SLK, I installed an aftermarket head unit to replace the system that was there before, which was a command system. It was the original system, it was a bit worn out. So I put in this Alpine system, which works really well, really happy with it. But there was one problem that I couldn't solve, and that was the AM antenna was not working for some reason. The radio would receive FM, but it would not receive AM. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that. So the first thing you've got to do is just prise these little things out of here, these little rubber things. I'll just pop them in there for now. And out of this one as well. And then we just need a Torx T20. And then this just slides out like that. It's the cup holder. And then you've got the access to the top two screws, but we need to get the bottom two screws out. So there's another couple of little rubber grommets here, down here, which are awkward to get to. There we go. And then two screws. Now, in order to get this out, this is the tricky bit. You have to get a trim tool, which I don't have. And then you just pop up here, like that. And then let's just pop it into neutral like that, and then you lift up this one as well. That's it. And then this bit will slide back a little bit, just like that, and then you should be able to get this piece out through there. And that's the storage tray out. Then this control unit here is clipped onto the top here, and it just pulls back like that. There we go, unclips. I just leave that connected, I'm not going to unplug the looms. Then another couple of T20s under here. That's that. And then this piece clips onto this piece here, and it's just a matter of kind of just pulling it back. It feels as if it's going to break it, but it doesn't. There we go. And then another couple of T20s up here. And that's it. The thing should just pull out, which it does. So that's how you take apart the center console and the various components here to get the head unit out. So now I'm going to fix the antenna problem, because I know what that is now. Okay, so we've got our pin out here, and we can see that antenna power is pin 7 of block B. Now, I don't have the quad lock thing anymore behind here, but this is the block B connector, and pin 7 is, it's just printed in very tiny lettering in the corner there, is this orange one here. So I'm just going to snip that. And then it's going to connect to this one here, which is the blue and white antenna power. So I'm going to snip that connector off because I don't need that. Then I'm just going to strip a little bit of this wire here, and a little bit of this one here. And then I'm using these amazing little heat shrink things which are like they're heat shrink plastic, but they have a little blob of solder in the middle here. And so you just heat it all up and it sticks them together and it makes sure that it doesn't come apart, which is, I always think it's very clever. One goes in that end. Let's bend those out of the way. This one goes in that end like that, and so they smoosh together. And then we get our heat shield just to make sure that nothing goes anywhere else. And then we just warm up gently. There it goes. Just wait, there's the solder. That's done. It's pretty clever, isn't it? So I'm just going to put all the wiring back, which is always a bit of a, it's like putting, I was going to say something really disgusting. It's like putting intestines back into a body. It will fit, but it's just how well it fits is the question. That's it. So I'll just temporarily put that back and then we'll see if the antenna works. Now let's turn off that to radio. No, it doesn't. Okay, so that doesn't work. Bum. All right, so let's, not much else we can try really. No, it's not picking up anything. Nothing at all. Now it might be because we're underground. I'm not sure if an AM radio would work underground. Let's try it. I'm just going to move the car back and see if it will work. So now I'm having to dig around in the boot to try and find the fuse box because I think there is a fuse for the antenna amplifier which might be busted, so we'll try that. These trim tools were the best investment ever because they're so useful to not break stuff. Oh, well, typically I didn't have my camera on, but I got the trim out and the fuse box is here. I'll just take the camera so I can show you. Fuse box is right in there, we can just see. I just need to find the right one now. This carpet was completely stuck to the floor. This car is so badly looked after, it's just tragic really. I think it must be this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See if we can get that out. And it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I didn't have to do any of that because, oh, I did have to check the fuse because that was, but the antenna amplifier is in there. So after all that faffing around in the boot, it turned out the amplifier was fine. There was nothing wrong with it at all. Fuse was good. I also did a test whereby I unplugged the power to the antenna amplifier and the remote key stopped working. So yeah, there was getting power to the amplifier. I'm not sure if that is actually the same amplifier. I think it is, but it might not be. Anyway, at that point I had to admit defeat because I didn't really know what else I could do to fix this. I mean, I'd got the pin that was marked antenna power. I'd also got the signal from the head unit to try and get the antenna powered up. Didn't work, so I went on to the highly excellent and highly recommended SLK World website and forum, and I posted a question there, and probably within half an hour or a couple of hours at most, I had a reply explaining that pre-facelift cars and post-facelift cars were actually different. The pre-facelift cars used that power connector through the B block to activate the amplifier, but post-facelift cars used phantom power to power the amplifier through the coaxial cable. Now, the guys that I'd got the kit from, Strathfield Brookvale, were actually ahead of me here because they'd actually provided an antenna adapter which had this flying phantom power 12-volt lead, which I hadn't used, which I didn't think I needed to use. But as soon as the guy from SLK World said it's phantom power, it just clicked. Okay, so it's now a couple of days later, and it's all out again because I think I've worked out what was going on with the antenna. Thanks to a really great website called slkworld.com, which I've recently registered on and posted a question there, and somebody was able to answer it almost immediately. I don't know why it's not kind of more commonly available, this kind of information, but it was easily answered. This is the antenna adapter which I got for the car which they provided at Strathfield Brookvale. Now, it's got two separate connectors here on the end, one of which is a passive connector, but this one is what's called a phantom power connector, and you feed 12 volts into here and it sends power through the coaxial cable to power the amplifier, and that is apparently what the facelift model needs. The pre-facelift model needs this wire here connected, but the post-facelift uses an active antenna connection with this kind of phantom power. Any of you that are familiar with audio equipment and stuff like that, microphones, certain microphones require 48 volt phantom power to be sent through the cable, and this is exactly the same. So this cable here, which is the power for the amplifier, will just need to be spliced into this one here instead, which is the remote connection from the head unit, and we should be good to go. So I'm just going to snip this off here. I'll leave that. We don't really need that anymore. So that can just disappear with all that other stuff which we don't... Oh, we need that one. That's the antenna. That can go. And then we just need to pull this around. Let's get this out of here. Just strip this off a little bit. Now, before I solder it with a joint, I'm going to just connect it with this little connector here. Let's see if it works. Oh, no, hang on. We still need to connect this time we connect the active side to the antenna connector here, like that. Right. What do you reckon? 50-50? Let's try. It's because we're in the garage, but it is working. Yep, it is working. Yeah, that is working. Isn't that amazing? So now, if I drive the car out a little bit, we should see it work. Now, if I just reverse a bit. Until we're out of the garage a little bit.
They have a big win against New Zealand in their couple of test matches. They're currently 6 for 305 in the final session over there.
And we have radio.
By New Zealand. So they're going along quite well.
It's fixed.
Australia well placed in
Fixed.
the opening session against India.
Brilliant.
Okay, and
So just a quick tip, putting it back together again. The 4 screws that hold the head unit are just ever so slightly bigger than all the other screws that are in this section. So just make sure you use the big screws for the head unit, because they don't like to go into the holes for the smaller screws. Don't ask me how I know this. And shut. And we've done the job. Brilliant. We've sorted out the AM radio, which was something that was really annoying me, really. Couldn't get the AM radio to work. Did all the research, and it was something as simple as the fact that they changed it between the post-facelift and pre-facelift. So great to have that fixed. We'll just pop this trim panel back in here. Never seems like it wants to fit. There we go. Brilliant. That's it.
Yeah, once it's okay to connect it.
Good start today.
Yeah, the reception's poor in here because we're in a concrete garage, but if I drive it out into the open air, it'll be absolutely fine. So fantastic, job done. So I don't think I'm going to bother with the DAB antenna at this stage, not in the near future, because quite frankly, AM and FM radio is fine for me. DAB is a bit flaky around Sydney. As soon as you get amongst buildings, it drops out. And I've got CarPlay, so I really don't need it. So yeah, I think we can call this project now officially finished. So thanks for watching. Hope you found this useful and informative. If you're having troubles with the AM antenna on your SLK, there is a difference between the pre-facelift and the post-facelift. So now you'll know how to get that working. So I hope it's been useful, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.